The first time I imagined what being in hell would feel like, I was 6 years old. In an attempt to scold me for my disobedience at home, my aunt quoted the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and mother, so that thy days may be long in the land. She said it as a threat, an attempt to curb my habit of letting the tongue run wild, lest it lead me right to death's door. It wasn't the words themselves, but the ashes in her teeth when she said them, how the scripture felt like a jacket of knives wrapped around my tiny body. I was so small then, barely a coffee stain against the back seat of my mother's Toyota Camry. She drives a silver Volvo now. It looks like one of God's nickels gone missing. I often feel the exact same way, as if something wonderful within me has evacuated its throne, too. I wanted to be a pastor ever since I was in kindergarten. Would run up and down the stairs of my home, preaching sermons that I'd made up on the spot. I'd be lying if I told you I could remember exactly what I preached about back then. But what I do remember is the electricity in my parents' faces, how they hung their hopes on every single word. The world's smallest congregation gathered in family dining rooms to hear their son expound upon the nature of joy using words like faith and super strength interchangeably. 3, I spend most nights failing to pray that that boy is not dead yet, that there is still something my mother would call holy about these hands, though I have come to trust them so much more than the words that used to shepherd my steps to scripture that would flow like a news ticker across my mind's eye. Sometimes it feels like I'm in a battle royale in a room full of younger, more devout Joshuas, and it's not that I don't have the will to win, but that my eyes are too full of tears to see where I'm swinging forward. The day before what would have been my first sermon, I wrote a one-page email to the pastor of my church saying that I would not be showing up, telling him, I am sorry for sending this so late, but I cannot proclaim what I no longer know to be true. I have forgotten the shape of my Lord's faith. 5, the hardest part about starting graduate school was not the work. It was the realization that my faith had made me into some sort of zoo exhibit. The day one of my white male colleagues found a Bible in my backpack and laughed in my face, the Ten Commandment jokes thrown like flawless javelins across the room, hitting no one but me. I remember calling my friend Ashan in tears, how everything changed when he said, they will always try something, but you cannot let them send you home. They have not earned that right. 6, 1 year ago, my 4-year-old nephew looks in the sky and says, how come when I pray, God doesn't speak back? I wanted to say, of course she does, Miles. Just look at your mother's face. Gaze into those frozen lake eyes and lose yourself in all that glow, nephew. There is so much that we simply do not know. So much beauty to be found in the depths of an honest question. 7, I am done running. Finished with feeding the feeling that my parents' religion is an electric fence with everlasting arms, that there's only one way to love, to live, to see what is invisible to the eye, but readily apparent to the voice inside. My grandmother's prayers are a suit of armor that I will wear until the day that these bones break free. I just want my life to be a light, a microphone, blaring Agash, Shahid Ali, prisons. Open your gates. A refugee from belief seeks a cell tonight. These are not poems anymore. This is me trying to build a diorama of heaven for the people I love. May all fear be expelled tonight.
Amen.